Every home cook has the one dish they are more confident in than any other. The one dish they know can truly hang with the pros. Or can it? Today, one imposter chef takes on two incredibly handsome and talented mythical chefs to see if they got what it takes. And today, our competitor is the host of Challenge Accepted, Michelle Khare. Welcome,
Woo!
Michelle. Chef, best of luck. Chef.
Hey.
Michelle, you have trained with Navy SEALs, the bomb squad, hostage negotiators, but today, I think we can all agree, this is your toughest challenge ever.
I actually do agree.
You did have a lot more nervous energy than I expected. You seem so calm under pressure.
I'm so calm. I'm definitely at home in this kitchen studio. Yeah.
What will you be making today? What is your signature dish?
So today I'm going to be making, alongside you guys, a mushroom pasta. But I guess here's the thing. So I did do an episode where I trained at a professional cooking school for a week, and I made this dish. We shot that like 6 years ago. Nice. So today, the real challenge is going to be Severance style, digging into the depths of my brain to find the severed part of me from 6 years ago pre-pandemic, see if I can remember anything.
She's an outie. Nicole, drown her. Sorry, that's a spoiler alert.
I've never seen the show.
We are all going to make our best version of mushroom pasta. Then a judge is going to come in, name their favorite dish, and see if they can catch the imposter chef. Let's talk strategy first. There's a lot of things I could have done to out our imposter chef. Was one, more technical cooking training than I do, having gone to one culinary class 6 years ago. However, I just want to cook something that I would want to eat at home. So this is half inspired by me just going hungover to the farmer's market and grabbing the coolest looking mushrooms I can find. So here we got lion's mane mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, lobster mushrooms, king trumpets.
Do we get those mushrooms too?
Well, these are my special mushrooms. Not special mushrooms like that. Yeah.
Oh, wait. I thought that this was like we are all given the same ingredients and it's who can work with what?
I'm not gonna lie, the rules of the show incredibly nebulous. We're more just here to do this and have a good time. If you want special mushrooms, here, take a lion's mane. Take one. Michelle, yeah, come on, catch. See if you can catch. See if all that training. It was a bad throw. Got it. Here, no, forage from the basket. This is called foraging.
I'm gonna take a few other things while
Take
I'm
a
here.
couple, I want 'em.
This is crazy.
You got it. You want me to chop your garlic for you too?
I'm trying to follow the rules here, and I thought the rules were show up and work with what you're given. I didn't know it was the timer starts the second you get the email to be on the show, and you can go to the farmer's market.
Michelle, you have king oyster.
Oh my God! Now, okay. Well, I'm kind of glad that now we have an even playing field because I think my technique here is really going to shine through.
Well, I am also going to take this one too. Mushrooms already come from the ground, so I think if I wash it, it'll be fine.
I actually agree with that. Now we're talking the same language. We finally have somebody with the same ideas on hygiene. Cool, so we're chopping all of our aromatics here. I'm gonna get some of these shallots going. We're doing like a rough and dirty ragu here.
Those knife cuts are rough and dirty.
What? No, this is Goodfellas style garlic. I think I'm pretty good with knives. I think people think I'm not good with knives. I think I'm pretty good. I think I work pretty confidently, pretty clean. I know we tried. Oh no, I completely messed that up because I was trying to. Arrogant and foolhardy. Then we do have my secret ingredient, my namesake, my birthright. Josh wine, now made from 75% real Josh. They were using imitation Josh previously, but we called him up. You've heard of bathtub wine? This is actually just fermented with my natural yeast. I'm making this vegan because dairy actually has like a really strong flavor in a lot of dishes, and I want all of that earthiness to shine through it.
It is I, the imposter. Let's see if I can pull this off. I'm not very good at Among Us. So here we are. The reason I chose this recipe is actually not because I think I'm that great at it. It's because I was really excited to have Josh and Nicole cook one of my favorite dishes and I get to try it afterwards. So for posterity, yes, let's make this pasta. A long time ago, we did an episode of Challenge Accepted where I went to culinary school for a week. And this is one of the things I learned. Because before then, I'm gonna be totally honest, I didn't know where pasta came from, okay? This is where it comes from. How the hell somebody figured out eggs plus flour equals something we should boil and that will taste good? I don't get it. I'm about to embarrass myself trying to explain my recipe as elegantly as Josh and Nicole are when you're cutting back to them. But let's say I'm gonna pretend I'm Gordon Ramsay. You're gonna take some of these eggs and crack them in this nice little well, so I've heard it called. And look at that, isn't that so cute? Let's just take a cuteness appreciation first of all. That eggs can remain in the flour. There's something I think like naturally beautiful about that.
So, I heard this is called Impostor Chef. Why didn't they call it Imposter Chef? Thank you, I'll be here all week. So, we are going to make a delicious mushroom miso pasta with an onsen egg. An onsen egg is basically an egg that's just in a water bath that hangs out, gets all nice and sexy. You crack it on there, it's nice and yellow and drippy in the middle. I'm very excited about this.
Does it hurt the hen?
What?
To take the egg, does it hurt the hen?
No, but you hurt me whenever you talk to me like this. So we're gonna be using a pasta called Strosapreti, which translates to priest strangler. You guys can Google Wikipedia the story behind that. I will not be divulging that information. I'm gonna go ahead and salt my pasta water and drop my pasta in.
Does it hurt the priest?
I'm not going to validate that question with an answer.
Now we're going to whisk it, and it will slowly start to break down the walls around it. And if the judge happens to be watching this, I think that the journey, as they say, is more important than the final destination. And as a part of that journey, which I should be critiqued on, I chose to make this pasta by hand. I hear the other 2 contestants on this show did not make that choice. Josh, am I doing this right?
What? Yeah, you're doing great. Can't forget the lobster mushrooms. These, to me, are the star of the show. We had to buy these dried. They really do have this kind of like seafoody lobster flavor. Same as the oyster mushrooms. Like, they're named for what they are, like the lion's mane. If you put a lion's mane in your mouth, that is exactly what it tastes like. But it's gonna go really well with the white wine. Got Taylor. It's like me and Taylor are best friends. He gets my jokes. Let's make some miso nut cream. I know what you're saying. Yuso nut cream? What are you talking about, Josh? No. We're adding some miso in here because miso, chemically really similar to Parmesan cheese, but I want to make this vegan. So you're gonna get a lot of those like sort of glutamate. It's gonna give you basically a substitute for any meat flavor because it has that naturally occurring MSG in there.
I'm just gonna give my pasta a little toss. It's gonna take like 14-ish minutes to cook. Alexa, set a timer for 14 minutes.
14 minutes. Starting now.
Thanks, bitch.
You're really letting everyone else do the cooking, huh?
You talk too much. Listen, automation and technology, it's the name of the game. 2025, life is easier, not harder, right? You don't have to hand crank the pasta whenever some beautiful person in Italy did it for you, you know? I don't need to do that.
Then they have this thing. I don't know what this is called, but it looks really cool. And it reminds me of the thing at the nail salon. They used to push your quick back, but in this case, we're gonna use it for pasta.
What do you
Here we
think
go.
it's called, if you had to guess?
Obviously a scrape-a-tony.
You are correct!
Yes! I'm just gonna use my hands at this point. Ooh, it's very soft.
That is looking pretty good.
Seriously?
Like, yeah, no, you're doing it.
Oh my god.
You're doing
Guys, we combine flour and eggs. Yes! And then after we get the dough all nice and kneaded, we will let it sit to rise. There's no yeast in this. I don't know.
Rehydrate.
It's gonna rehydrate. I'm too short for this.
Always salt your mushrooms when they are sauteing because that way you get them to sort of leach out some of that moisture. And that way when you like deglaze it with wine, it can actually like soak all that moisture back up. I want to get a lot of black pepper in there. Mushrooms and black pepper really love each other, just the way me and Taylor really love each other. Hey, buddy.
So we got a pan going. I'm gonna add some botar, but we're also gonna have some olive oil in there so our food can get nice and seared properly. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show off my mushrooms. This is called a hen of the wood mushrooms. I don't know why, but look how pretty. I think it might look like a coxcomb, potentially. I think that's why it might be called hen of the woods. I'm unsure.
Cock of the woods.
Whatever.
Hen's plumage.
Hen's plumage, like the tail. Oh, I kind of have a little thing going on. Fun fact, I came to work with like a tank top and like a little bolero. I look so cute. But I was like, you know what? I'm too bloated to be on camera with a tank top today. So I found this Pantone shirt in my car. And I literally took a pair of scissors. Look, my butter's probably gonna burn, but it's fine. And I literally took scissors and I cut it and I cropped it into this little like shirt. Should I have gone to FITM instead of culinary school? Probably. I'm gonna drop in my mushrooms, all of my mushrooms. We got hen of the woods, we got shiitakes, king oyster, and we got cremini. Very important with mushrooms, it's a dry, wet, dry method. Now, what does that mean, Kobe Bryant? I'll tell you what that means. It means that the mushrooms start out dry. Then they leach out all the moisture, become wet, and it's your job as the cook, your job as the cooks, to make it dry again, make it nice and woody and sexy.
Yes, chef.
That's our responsibility. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna let these soak up all that buttery, olive oily goodness, get nice and sexy.
So we're at the part where we are going to make the mushrooms and the sauce. We have our Bella mushrooms, the oyster mushrooms, our aromatics, and I'm going to do a white wine cream sauce with some Parmesan. I think that people who are disruptors don't follow the rules. And therefore I stole some mushrooms from Josh. I'm gonna find a way to incorporate this here, because if you can't beat them, join them, or take from them. I don't know, that's what they say.
You're basically Steve Jobs. We deglazed the mushrooms with some white wine. It's gonna give a little bit of brightness, a little bit of acidity in there. Gonna take some of this delightful nut cream, and then we're actually gonna cook this down in the nut cream gently. This way you can braise it for a long time in the nut cream because there's no dairy in it going to separate.
Gosh, I'm very nervous about this. Okay, I've heard many things about this stove. Oh, there's smoke. I didn't do that. Wait, what's going on? I don't want to set off a fire alarm. I've been here for 2 minutes.
There's no fire alarm, you're fine.
There's no fire alarm in here?
No, we got rid of that a while ago.
Is that legal?
You a snitch?
Okay. And you know what they say? Life's too short to cook on medium. So we have this on really high. I think it's 10. It's on a 10.
So 10 is actually medium. It goes to 15 because that's
Oh.
intuitive. You know how humans work on a 15-point scale.
What the heck?
So we're gonna reserve half of these shroomies. I'm just gonna throw them in here, only half, and then I'm gonna use the other half to build our sauce. I'm gonna add my aromatics. We're gonna add a little bit of shallot, some garlic, and let that sweat out along with our shroomy shrooms. Shallot and pasta is one of my favorite combinations of all time. I find it so much sexier than an onion, you know? Shallots just add this certain, the French word will come to me. Don't say it. Je ne sais quoi. They add a je ne sais quoi. That is simple, humble onion just can't do. I'm sorry.
I am using fresh pasta dough. This is just semolina flour and water. We're going vegan on this. I don't know what shape I want to go with. Like if we're kind of going on a ragu here, typically you would want to do either like a pappardelle or a tagliatelle or a tagliatelle. There's so many different names for pastas in Italy. But yeah, we'll let the knife sort of decide when I'm chopping it.
This is actually, I think, quite a bit more challenging than most of the challenges I do. Last year, I did a challenge where I attempted Harry Houdini's deadliest magic trick. So for 6 weeks, I trained with a group of magicians and freedivers to learn how to hold my breath for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And then I performed Harry Houdini's water torture cell escape in front of a live audience. And for some reason, preparing for that makes more sense to me than making this pasta does. You know why cooking I think is challenging? Is because it's an art. And to me, I'm a very data-driven person. Put me in an Excel spreadsheet, I'm at home. Training for Harry Houdini's deadliest magic trick? Give me a training plan. 1 + 1 = 2. I know what's going on. But when I watch Chef Nicole and Josh cooking, you can see they have flair to it. They're not following a YouTube recipe. I literally just watched a YouTube video on how to make a well of pasta right before this because I had forgotten. And so maybe if things are a little burnt, that's my artistic flair to this.
Michelle, can you give me a call? That was so nice.
Aw, well, I'm honest. Okay, now I'm adding the mushrooms.
We're gonna go ahead and deglaze with a touch of white wine. And for something a little unique, we're also gonna add a little bit of sake. Now we're gonna get those delicious fermenty flavors from the sake and the wine, and it's gonna add some depth. I got a little bit of miso paste here with some beef stock. I'm gonna get that nice and mashed in there. We are using yellow miso. I think it's quite delicious in there. Add a pinch of MSG. This is again gonna help us with that savory component that we're looking for. And this is my secret ingredient. This is sep powder, also known as porcini powder. This is gonna add so much umami and so much deliciousness. They're not gonna know what hit them, they being the judge.
Nice, thick pappardelle. Yeah? I don't know.
You know what? I started off that way. I took his mushrooms and I gotta hand it to him. That's perfect.
Long pappardelles. What's she buttering me up for? I don't like this.
Now, what I learned from Nicole is dry, wet, dry. Hey, is it a car wash or is it this kitchen? Dry, wet, dry. So my mushrooms, they're dry, but I just made them. The mushrooms are wet now. And I will make them dry again by adding salt later, in a minute.
Pretty much.
I thought it was wet, dry, wet, and that made sense to me.
Guys, the mushrooms are dry, and then they get in, and then the heat makes them leach out any excess moisture, and the salt helps with that too, so they get wet, and then it gets all expressed, and then it gets dry again because of the heat in the pan.
Then you're gonna want to re-wet them with tastier wets, like wine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not talking about that.
Pasta's going down. Feel good about this. Get that in there. Give it a nice little toss with your tongs. You only want to boil this for about a minute because they are quite thick. I could have probably stood. Oh my God, it turned off again, you piece of shit fucking stove. Why the f did we bought the fanciest looking stove and it sucks so much goddamn ass, you mother. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get the stove dry enough for it to be a stove. You just have to sort of like apologize and plead with it. I'm sorry. You're right. That was dangerous. I shouldn't have put water on you. That's burning.
Let me see if my pre-strangler pasta is cooked or not. Okay, we are in al dente range. Good things are happening. I'm gonna take a little bit of pasta water. I'm gonna add it to my sauce. And this is gonna help add a very nice mouthfeel. So we're just gonna let that hang out on a super. I don't know how to use this stove. So there's an urban myth that says you should throw your pasta at a wall to see if it's done, but what I like to do is throw it at Maggie to see if it's done. Maggie is my pasta barometer of success. And you didn't see this, but I should have just like threw it and she was like, all right, it's pretty good.
I'm gonna try a mushroom, see where we're at. But I won't throw it at the wall. Yay, pretty good for me. Now, according to my recipe. Okay, now deglaze with a splash of wine. Splash. Maybe too splash. Oh, too much splash. Ooh, it smells good. Yay! Okay, so now we're gonna add the heavy cream. I don't know how Josh and Nicole do it because when you cut away to them, they have like 7 things going on. I'm like, I've added my mushrooms. Great. That's the step I'm on.
To be fair, I don't think we could do like 75% of the things we do, so don't worry about it.
When you said the word spreadsheet, I actually gagged in my mouth.
Yeah, I like a spreadsheet because it makes sense. I am trying to be more like comfortable in qualitative spaces, artistic.
Nothing says I'm comfortable in qualitative spaces like saying the phrase comfortable in qualitative spaces. My pasta's steamed by the time I figured out how to work the stove. Now we're gonna whiskey it right in the pan. I'm gonna get this nice and sauteed. It kind of looks like a bolognese white ragu. We're gonna let this come up to temp real quick. Let a little bit of that liquid evaporate. Drop some whiskey in there. Give me a sec.
Are you just trying to get the judge drunk?
What, did you see what I put in their Stanley Cup at their desk? Buzz balls, baby!
So our pasta's doing its thing. Mine looks like vomit. What the hell? Dude, it kind of looks vomity. I must say, these noodles, I love them. They're so big and sexy. They make an impression. I'm trying to impress, you know?
I bought somebody a giant buzzball as a gift, and they were not nearly as amused as I thought they'd be. I really am. Tell them about the Avril Lavigne shirt.
Josh got me an Avril Lavigne shirt. Of all shirts.
I thought you liked Avril Lavigne. Sue me.
Anything about me.
A little bit of whiskey in there. There we go. No, we're so good.
Josh needs to look large.
What? I feel good about that. We finally made the whiskey in.
Did you?
What? Well, here's the thing. I know, it's tough. It smells like pure raw whiskey in here.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Alexa, turn that timer off, you liar. Okay. So, now, time to plate up my pasta. Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, you know what? You know these extra mushrooms? I'm not even gonna add them. They were extra. It's too much. It's too much mushroom. We don't need that in our lives.
Pinnacle of efficiency. Cook the mushrooms just to be spread.
I'll eat that. It smells great.
You know what, Sassy Pants McGee? You're not getting a bite of my mushroom sauce at all. So,
Pants are sassy.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, we are at the final stages of this pasta di Michel. First things first, off camera, we have sauteed the stolen mushrooms from Josh, but now it's time to put the homemade pasta through the pasta cutter thing. Now let's see if I can send this without any major problems. Oh my god. Oh, it's so cool, it's so satisfying. Wow! Oh my gosh, it looks so good. I'm actually so excited. Okay, now, very preciously, we're going to take this fettuccine tagliatelle, and this is also a scary step alert, because I've done this a few times before, and it like reforms into its own mold of pasta. So actually, you know what? Now that I'm saying all that out loud, I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. Maybe that'll help separate the pasta from itself. Is that right? Josh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Got the long pasta plating tweezers. These are the longest noodles in the world. Twirl it all around. It kind of smells like a frat house from all of the whiskey. A little bit of that mushroom ragu on top. I know it looks slightly vomity, but all the best food looks like vomit.
So this is where we're gonna take our onsen egg. This is like an egg that's been in a water bath for a few hours, getting nice and sexy. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a crickety crackety. I'm very nervous to do this. Oh, I broke the yolk a little. That's okay. But do you see the jam? Do you see how it's jammy? We want that, we want the jam. So let's go ahead. What kind of utensil should I use? I'm gonna use a spoon. I'm gonna use a spoon. And don't worry if the yolk is showing. It's not a bad thing that the yolk is showing, because we have what? Parmesan cheese to cover up our mistakes. Very important. When in doubt, if there's a mistake, cover it with cheese.
Okay, I am stirring the pasta. It does not seem to be clumping. Oh, salt! Oh my god! Salt! Did you not salt your pasta? Oh my god!
Impostor.
39! Well, I'll tell you, the amount of salt you added to that's not gonna do it, so... Shoot! Yeah, I know.
Is this enough?
Keep going. Just like dumping, yeah, there's not enough left. There's just go, yeah, that's good.
Alexa, stop! I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to... Oh, I broke it.
That's meant to be.
This is stove. I don't have...
in the history of the world. Gonna take some fried, crispy oyster mushrooms right on top. Yeah, I wish this looked slightly less vomity, but it's okay. It looks like it's like rustic and foraged, like a hunter's pasta is what I'll call it. But like a hunter who read Michael Pollan's The Omnivore's Dilemma and was like, ooh, I hunt for mushrooms now, and he started at TikTok. And then his downfall happens when they find out that he's still eating hamburgers.
Now, plating, as I understand, is really what makes something fancy. Because it's the first impression. And you can only have one first impression. Let me see what I can do.
What you could do,
What do I do with this?
Untwist it. What I would recommend is you pick up a kind of loose nest, and then when it's like as much as you want in the bowl, you drop that into the bowl and then twist inside that bowl.
Okay.
And then release.
Thank you, chef.
Yeah, chef. Yeah, just keep jangling it until.
Go. Okay, here we go.
You got a bit of a death grip on it now.
Okay, here we go.
Ow!
Nobody breathe, nobody do anything.
And you know, just because I'm feeling sassy, a single crack of black pepper. Single.
Oh, did it to him.
And there you go. There's my mushrooms pasta. What is it? Hold on. This is my priest strangler pasta with a drippy, sexy egg, baby. Toe touch.
Bit of chives right on top. Screw the haters, proud of this dish. Vegan, Ligurian, walnut, mushroom, pappardelle, a lot of whiskey.
The story of this dish is the pasta is emerging out of the mushrooms. It was born of the mushrooms, out of the forest. Stolen mushrooms as our topping. I present pasta da Michel.
We're doing something cool.
We finally get to tell them?
We sure do. We get to tell them all about our first official Mythical Kitchen live stream event. Survive the Mythical Kitchen. Ah! Good synchronized scream. Nicole, are you ready to face your Kitcheneer competitors and fight your way through the toughest challenges Mythical Kitchen has ever seen?
Trevor V and Lily won't know what hit him.
They sure won't. All of this goes down live on Thursday, April 3rd, and tickets are available now at at mythicalkitchenlive.com.
Please buy tickets.
Seriously, you haven't seen Mythical Kitchen like this before. Don't miss out and get your tickets now.
Mythicalkitchenlive.com.
What if I type in mythicalkitchenlive.com?
What if I told you it's the same thing?
You're crazy. I like you, but you're crazy.
No,
man.
I don't like you. You're crazy.
mythicalkitchenlive.com.
Welcome, Gwynedd from spork.com. Before you, you have 3 mushroom pasta dishes. The one on your right, the chef has prepared with an onsen egg to mix in with the pasta before enjoying.
I appreciate the sheer amount of cheese that is piled on top of this pasta. It's impressive. Ooh, I love this kind of pasta. What's it called? Does anyone know? It's like the scroll kind. Look at it. This looks so good. Holy shit. That's delicious. I got a bite of like mostly cheese, but it was really good. Yum. This one looks like it has like a very beautiful assortment of types of mushrooms and pappardelle or something skinnier than pappardelle a little bit. I don't know. Has a lot of like nice earthy flavor from those mushrooms. There's some like orange mushrooms in here that I don't even know about. Man, these are all gonna be good, aren't they? Because that looks like pretty amazing. It looks like we have, okay, if I had to guess this kind of pasta, which I guess is what I'm doing now, I hope that's fun for everyone, I would say fettuccine. There's a lot of different like pastas that look exactly like this that are like all have different names. That's a garlicky one. I love this. It's not very saucy, but it has like a lot of just like button mushrooms and a lot of garlic, and you kind of can't go wrong with that, can you? Okay. So I think that this does seem, to me, it seems like homemade pasta, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being fooled by like one of the fresh pasta brands, because those can be really good sometimes. But this seems like it's very delicate. These flat pastas are probably the easiest to make by hand, right? I don't make pasta, I don't know. But this seems like it could be too. I don't know, that one seems the most homemade to me. Maybe I'm totally wrong. All in all, I think that this one was my favorite. It's like the sauciest of them. It had such a psycho amount of cheese on it, and I actually really enjoy that, because when you go to an Italian restaurant and they come out with the thing and they're like, when do you want me to stop? And I'm like, literally never. Just keep going. And that was like the vibe here. I love this pasta. I do like this one too. I don't know, I'm so confused and scared. I always get confused and scared when I do this, but I would say this one was the Impostor Chef, just based on the fact that it's like mostly just like button mushrooms and garlic. But the pasta really is nice. But anyway, I'm gonna say that one's the Impostor Chef. I have to just make a decision, and I made it.
Gwynedd, you are correct. The pasta on your left was made by Michelle Khare.
Hi! It's really good though. Thank you.
How dare you insult our nice guests like this? Mine looked like vomit.
Wait, yours is the Vom one?
Were you calling it the vomit one in your head?
Yes.
Michelle, I think you absolutely crushed that pasta.
Sure
We
did.
watched her from start to finish.
And what, did you make the pasta?
Yes.
It's really good. And then,
Hey, you liked it?
yeah, it's so good.
It's so good. It's a sexy bowl of nudes. You know?
I'm just glad you called my pappardelle skinny. Skinny legend.
Skinny legend.
Gwynedd, thank you so much. Michelle, you absolutely crushed this. You stepped up late. You accepted the challenge. And I am really stoked that you stopped by and really impressed with your dish.
Yes, thank you for having me. This was so fun to watch you guys in action. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for stopping by the Mythical Kitchen. Michelle, where can people find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Michelle Khare.
She's learning how to do hot air balloon engineering.
Whoa.
Sick.
Good.
That's news to me.
Get your tickets now for Mythical Kitchen's first ever live show, Survive the Mythical Kitchen. Available now at mythicalkitchenlive.com.